Thank you very much, President Mayoon. Kenneth Aaron Kaufman of the class of 2015 will now deliver a commencement address on behalf of the summer-winter rotation.
Your Honors, may it please the Court. I'd like to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to my classmates for the opportunity to give this address. I'm so honored to speak here today, particularly because I was selected to do so by people who mean so much to me and for whom I have such great respect. Thank you to President Ayoun, Dean Paul, Dean Harper, and the other members of the administration. I'm extremely proud to be sharing the stage today with our esteemed faculty, and especially our elected faculty speaker, Professor Daniel Medwed. Professor Medwed, your enthusiastic and dynamic teaching style in the classroom is matched only by your kindness and dedication to your students. I, along with my classmates, am indebted to you for your guidance and wisdom. I'm so pleased to share this day not only with my classmates, but also with the family and friends who have come to celebrate with us. Please know that our accomplishments would not have been possible without the love and support that you have provided. A special thank you to my parents, Jay and Kathy, who have supported me throughout my law school experience, both literally and figuratively, as they've let me live in my childhood room rent-free for the past 3 years. Thanks, Mom and Dad, but allow me to use this grand stage to inform you that I have no plans to leave anytime soon. And thank you to my role model and older brother, Noah, and to his wife, Hatsie, who welcomed their first child earlier this week. And finally, to my girlfriend, Sarah, thank you for your patience and support, and for putting up with my constant use of legal acronyms. LOL. Over the past 3 years, we've studied and become versed in a wide body of literature. There was the Restatement of Torts, the Blue Book, and of course, Getting to Maybe by our own Dean Jeremy Paul. All of them true American classics. But I would venture a guess that long before most all of us got to law school, we became versed in a totally different body of literature. I am, of course, talking about the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. I'm so curious how Harry Potter is translated. The first of the 7-part series was released in 1999. In that book, we meet Harry as he turns 11 years old, which is approximately the same age that many of us were at the time. So, in a way, this graduating class grew up with Harry. As the books open, we learn that Harry's parents have just been killed by Lord Voldemort, an evil wizard determined to create a world full of injustice by establishing a regime entitling only those born with privilege and power, and enslaving those without. At first, not even Harry is aware that he is a member of the wizarding world, possessed of magical powers and abilities. But Harry's life quickly changes when he receives his acceptance letter to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Once at Hogwarts, Harry's experience in many respects closely mirrored our own Muggle experiences here at Northeastern. As I've been told that my speech cannot consist entirely of Harry Potter analogies, let me give just a few examples. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry battles and defeats a flame-spitting dragon in the Triwizard Tournament. Similarly, during our first year, we had to endure our own grueling trial by fire, called Pathways to Practice. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry must take a harrowing ride on a hippogriff, a notoriously temperamental half-horse, half-eagle, to fly to the rescue of his godfather. In much the same way, we had to ride the Green Line to school this past winter. And finally, in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the Wizarding World's newspaper turns against Harry in a bout of negative propaganda, which sounds an awful lot like our experience with the US News and World Report rankings. In much the same way that Harry came of age at Hogwarts, we too have come of age as students at Northeastern, also a, dare I say, non-traditional school in its own right. Our worldviews, like Harry's, have been shaped by our professors, from whom we have learned the importance of remaining true to our values and of advocating on behalf of those less fortunate. These teachings are particularly salient today, as we begin our careers as lawyers in a time of great turmoil, a time not unlike during Voldemort's reign, when people are too often classified not by their virtue, but instead by the circumstances of their birth. The evil we face, though not in the form of dementors or Death Eaters, is still readily apparent. When President Obama was elected in 2008, certain members of the popular press announced the end of racism and hate. But 7 years later, we are mindful that our generation is inheriting a world still riddled with unrest, a world full of ethnic and religious discrimination and persecution of minorities. To recognize the uphill battle we face, you need look no further than Ferguson, Missouri, no further than Baltimore, Maryland, and no further even than our very own campus, where instances of racism, anti-Semitism, and hate still exist. Our professors have instilled in us the importance of identifying and confronting these injustices, and they have taught us that in order to do so, it is necessary that we engage and respect those who see the world differently. Perhaps Professor Dumbledore said it best when he told Harry that differences of habit and language are nothing if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. Our professors, like Harry's, have given us that magical ability to effect positive change in our communities through our work as attorneys. Harry's experience at Hogwarts was shaped in equal measure by the friendships that he formed. From the outset, Harry makes fast friends with Ron and Hermione, who begin as his wizarding study partners, or law office, if you will, and later become his loyal comrades in the fight against he who shall not be named, Voldemort. As classmates at Northeastern, we have learned that the study and practice of law can be as much fun as it is rewarding when we are surrounded by people who we respect and admire. When I think back on the 3 years we spent together at Northeastern, I have a hard time remembering the nuances of the permissive joinder rule or the legal definition of an attractive nuisance. But I do remember the excitement and joy of getting to know my classmates at student organization meetings and intramural softball games. I can't say it any better than Hermione, who thoughtfully observed to Ron and Harry that there are far more important things in this world than books and cleverness, like friendship. As I look out over the graduating class of 2015, I see not only my friends and classmates, but also my new colleagues. And I find great strength in knowing that I have a community on which I can rely for wisdom and encouragement, because, as Professor Dumbledore told his students at Hogwarts, we are only as strong as we are united, as weak as we are divided. So, in closing, class of 2015, today we are all wizards, or at the very least, we're dressed like wizards. Thank you, congratulations.
I think